Be very, 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 very careful who you have a baby with. Be very careful who you let convince you and manipulate you and tell you that they love you more than anything. When I am telling you, it is one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life.
The man that you choose to have babies with will determine how your motherhood journey will go through. This woman is crying. She says she was always a happy person. She's very jovial. She loves her life so much. But right now, the man that she had the child with drained every good thing out of her. She's happy she has a child, but then she's not happy with her life at all. Let's watch this video together.
Be very, 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 very careful who you have a baby with. Be very careful who you let convince you and manipulate you and tell you that they love you more than anything. When I am telling you, it is one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life. This is the first time in 10 months I have let her cry. And when I tell you it is unbearable, no matter which way you go about it, it is unbearable. You feel violently guilty no matter what you do. No matter what, I used to be such a happy person. I have been so reluctant to record this video because I don't want her to grow up and see it and get things twisted, because she is, without a doubt, the best thing in my life and always will be. But I used to be a completely different person. I physically cannot tell you enough how careful you should be and how important it is. You will never, don't let people tell you marriage and all that bollocks is more important. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I am telling you, nothing will determine your happiness. Nothing will impact your life as severely as who you decide to have a child with. It is off the scale. And when I say I used to be happy, when this vicious little parasite first laid his eyes on me, he hated, he resented all of the things about me that I loved about myself and about my character. He hated, and he couldn't wait to draw every one of them out of me one by one. He hated how confident he was. He hated how outgoing I was. He hated how people responded to me so well. He hated my independence. He hated, how can you meet someone's daughter? How can you meet a stranger, someone's daughter who is just trying to live their life, and hate all of their good qualities and want to pull them out of them and take them from them one by one? Who is wired like that? I will never understand it. Never, ever, ever. I should have known when he so easily walked away from his 2 children that he already had to be with me, and of course twisted that completely and made it out as though, you know, the person that he had them with had made it that way, and he didn't want it that way. He wanted to still just be able to completely do her over and move on in an instant and still see his children that she had birthed from her body after being abused by him for so many years. How awful of her to not just say, here you go, you can still have them whilst getting on with your life, after completely wrecking mine for well over a decade, because that's what he did to her. And I don't know what, I consider myself quite a bright person. Like, I've never thought what as much as I do. So I got cut off because I'm recording this on Snapchat, because I don't really know how else to other than on normal camera, but it makes my face look weird. So I just want to go over a few of the kind of logistical bits as well, because I need to really highlight this to people properly. If I can stop other people's daughters going through this, honestly, I will. It is hell. It is hell. I have had this guy squatting in my home, not paying a thing, not doing a thing, other than ultimate fucking manipulation at the highest level at all times. Absolute scrounging off people through life, whilst also being so calculated and so disturbed as a person. And even after it all, and even when I ended up with my beautiful baby, which, by the way, I'm 31 years old. I didn't have a baby young. I didn't have someone just come along and convince me that they love me. I am not easy to convince. I'm not easy to manipulate. I think that's why nobody's ever chose me as their victim before. Any of these fucking tapped people that need that as like fuel to get through their days and to get through life, to feel any kind of power, or to feel like a man man in any way. I'd also just like to say, not all men are like this. My little brother is a beautiful human, and I know loads of other people, loads of other dads. It makes me so upset when I think about, and not that I wish for anyone else to have a shit dad, but I just feel like she deserved so much more. And honestly, not only having to financially do everything completely on your own whilst they twist a story and make it out like you're the reason they've not paid anything. What kind of despicable human? I know men who don't get on with the person they've had a child with, and they still pay religiously, weekly, monthly, whatever it is, because it's for their child. It's not for that person. It's not about how you feel about that person. On my worst days, if I woke up and said, sorry Camden, I can't get you what you need because your dad is literally the most disturbed, despicable person I've ever known in my life. He is truly disgusting. I have never, ever struggled to articulate anything. I struggle to articulate this. I physically cannot put down into words a good enough description for you to know the kind of person I'm referring to. I've never come across someone like him before, even though I've not shied away from people who are a bit idiotic, let's say. But believe you me, I hope and pray I never come across someone like this again. And I hope even for everyone else, just strangers, people I don't know, that they never do either. Because to be affected so negatively, and to wake up and be so unhappy as a person, and I want to emphasise how happy she makes me, but it is honestly, for someone to set out to try and pull all of the happiness out of you, this is going to have to carry on into another one, but to set out to pull all of your happiness out of you and to achieve it is, for them to succeed through like the most convincing, believable lies. Like he can cry on cue. He's so emotionally clever and manipulative. It's wild. He seems so nice and like normal in public and like when he meets people. When I'm telling you, high level weirdo. And yeah, I've worked for 10 years flat out. This guy, he's one of these people who's been like wildly addicted to drugs regularly. He's only ever got money off the government. He's never gone out to work. He's robbed people a million times, because that's apparently what they do around his or in his world. He might have sold drugs every now and again, but probably failed at that because he's consumed them all. And yeah, I've worked for like 10 years flat out. I live in a private rental that I only kept on because I thought we were doing it together. Well, that wasn't the case. And I should be getting excited for like the first Christmas as a mum, for my first birthday as a mum. I didn't even get so much of as a card, which will always stick with me. And I just want to say, be really, really, really careful. There are some damaged people out there, and that's why that hurt people will really severely damaged people set out to damage people. That same thing goes. And honestly, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you do as a person on your own, I am telling you, it is excruciatingly hard. And like financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, all of those things, and not just to try and do them all on your own and be left alone. No, you're being mentally abused at the same time. So this is a warning to people. I thought, I'm going to wait, I'm not going to have a child young, I'm going to do it all properly and do it all right. She couldn't be more perfect, so I have to thank my lucky stars that I didn't get to know him any better before getting pregnant. To say I waited until I was 30 years old, it did happen really quite quickly. But I just want to send this message out in the hope that it will maybe prevent other people from suffering what I have this year and even when I was pregnant.
For me, I feel like these men are energy suckers. They know how happy I feel like they already see you, and they know the things about you. Most of them, they hate you. They are with you not because they love you or anything. They are with you to just suck you dry. That is their mission. Most of the time, you feel like a man is with you because they really love you. They cannot do without you. They are manipulating you. They know what they want from you, and they will do anything just to get it. They'll do anything just to get those things out of your life, right? And she also said that he has two extra babies or two baby before they met and all of that, and he was irresponsible already. You already know that. I feel like he has already given you the sign, but some of the times we women feel like we can be better women to these men. Most of the time these men are very manipulative. They will tell you, oh, the baby mama was a very this was very that, just for you to feel like you're better or you're different. If a man has already has a past, that kind of past, that he was not caring for his children, his past children with his previous baby mamas or whatever, he's not going to care for you. Even if he cares for you, or he swears with his life that he's going to care for you, it's not going to last. It's still going to show you his true colors. I have few reaction on these videos. People are talking about this particular video. So let's watch the videos together and I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
This video is a perfect example of how arrogance and having low moral character get women caught up every single time. In this video, this woman is speaking on how who you choose to be the father of your kids is going to be one of the most impactful decisions that you make in your life. She explains that even though her child is the best thing in her life, she is no longer happy because the father of her child is one who secretly hates her and sucked all of the life and joy out of her. She says that he slowly broke her down and took away the best parts of her. But here is where the arrogance comes into play. In this video, she also stated that her baby daddy had 2 kids previously who he completely abandoned, did not support, did not see, did not care for at all. Ladies, what keeps making you think that you are so special and different that the things that he has done to another woman, he won't do to you? And that is also where the low moral character comes into play, because as a woman, why are you laying with a deadbeat? Why are you giving a man who has 2 kids out in the world that he abandoned your time? Why are you opening your legs to a man who is a deadbeat? I have seen this exact scenario play out so many times, it's not even funny. Woman meets man. Man convinces woman that she is different and special and that the things he did to the last women he would never do to her, because once again she is so different and so special and her kitty cat is lined in gold. Woman is arrogant and believes him and allows herself to be gassed up and lied to. Woman also has low self-esteem and low moral character, because that is the only way that you can lay with a deadbeat and take him seriously. Woman gets caught up in the exact same ways that the past women have been caught up and comes through the internet crying. Rinse and repeat. The arrogance and the low moral character is what gets so many of you caught up every single time with these men. How many times do we have to learn the same lesson in the same way, ladies? If he did it to her, you're next. You are not special. You will not be the exception to the rule. He will show you that you are the rule and you are just like the women from his past.
Be very, 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 very careful who you have a baby with. Be very careful who you...
If a man will leave his first kid and abandon his first baby mama, then he will most likely abandon his second, third, and fourth kid. Let me repeat. If a man can abandon his first kid, have no interaction with his first kid, then he will most likely do that with the rest of the kids he has. That lady was right. Be careful who you have kids with. It's one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life. And if you're doing it with somebody who's already shown that they will abandon their first kid, then most likely, if you have a kid with him, be prepared to be raising that kid by yourself.
Thinking that you're bigger than the program is going to get your feelings hurt every single time. Thinking that you are the exception to a man's cruelty because of who you are or how you look is going to get you hurt every single time. Like, this is a classic example of why women who are arrogant and women who are pick-me's ultimately get their feelings hurt and get done the worst by a lot of these losers that y'all choose to be in proximity with. I'm not reveling another woman's pain, but this is a classic example of what happens when you thinking that you're so special, you're so much better than the last girl. You're so special that what he did to the last girl, the patterns that he has and the relationships that he's been in, that's not going to happen to you because you're just so much better and so special, and things are going to be different. This is a classic example of why a lot of you arrogant pick-me's and y'all male-centered pick-me's, y'all get y'all feelings hurt and y'all get your lives quite literally ruined behind the men that you guys choose to attach yourselves to. I inserted this lady's photo here on purpose because, not because I'm trying to dogpile on her, but the reality, no shade to that, to that woman, especially because she is a mother and it sounds like a young mother, but I struggle to have sympathy for people like that because you're talking about someone, first of all, why are you attracted? Why were you even attracted? Let's get that out the way. What inside of you as a woman was attracted to someone that had 2 whole kids that he had? You came into the relationship with no kids. He already had 2 whole kids of his own, which he willingly abandoned and chooses not to provide for. Why are you laying with a deadbeat is the question. What part of you is attracted to someone like that? And you want us on the internet to have sympathy for you as a result of you choosing to continue a sexual relationship with a deadbeat. This is what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all are really arrogant and y'all feel like y'all pussy makes y'all special, and y'all feel like what he did to the last girl, he's not going to do that to you because you are going to be the one to change him. No. Men don't change for nobody. Men don't respect women. We know that already. The vast majority actually deeply hate us. And I would even take it a step further. Not only do they hate us, but they will purposely seek out women like you. They'll purposely seek out women who are lively, who are living fulfilling lives, who are happy on purpose in an attempt to ruin your life. Sure. Because this is their parasitic nature, literally at play. Knowing that they're probably out of your league, knowing that they're not good enough for you, knowing that they don't have any good intentions towards you. But it's arrogant women like you, and this is just a reality check. It's arrogant women like you that get dogged out the worst every single time. Because y'all be thinking y'all bigger than the program, and you're not bigger than the program. Nobody's bigger than the program. We watch some of the most beautiful, gorgeous women get cheated on, get dogged out, get abused even by the men that they attach themselves to publicly. So if it could happen to them, what makes you so special? But that's the problem. A lot of you don't want to have those conversations. Because what do you mean? You were attracted to a deadbeat. You willingly chose to attach yourself to a deadbeat, had sex with said deadbeat, who already had children he chooses not to provide for, falling for the age-old classic trick in the book, classic lie. Oh, well, my ex is the bad guy. My ex is the crazy one. Is down the third. Really? This is what I'm talking about. It's the arrogance. Because there was a part of you that felt you could be the girl that the ex could not be. You thought that you could do better. And you were going to be the girl to change him. And respectfully, you're not. Like, the arrogance and the fact that she tried to skip over that in the video is the part that I honestly, that makes me laugh. Because my thing is, if none of his relationships have worked out, but that's the thing. What inside of you, especially as someone that's another thing. You entered the relationship with no children. What is it inside of you that y'all be attracted to men that have children? These are the same exact men, mind you. Before y'all start to sit here and talk shit in my comments, is that a third? Well, what's wrong with dating a man with kids? I'll tell you what's wrong with dating a man with kids. Respectfully, as somebody with no kids. I'm not dating someone that has children. If the mother of your own children doesn't even want you, why should I? Honestly. And chances are it's probably for a nefarious and a negative reason anyway. Like, honestly, I don't really care how y'all see that. That's my standard and I'm standing on it. Y'all not going to be a happy little family, blended family, whatever the terminology y'all want to use there at the end of the day. You are just the next victim and he's just using you as labor. You are just labor to watch and take care of them kids that he had created with other women, and you're going to be the next baby mom, next single mom in line, honestly. So while it hurts me to see this young woman in pain and this young mother struggling and suffering, at the end of the day too, when are you guys gonna also start taking accountability and realize that these situations are also preventable too?
Ladies, don't allow personal experience to teach you first. Learn from other people's experience. I feel like this is something women need to know. Learn from other people's experience. It doesn't have to happen to you before you know that it is happening or it must happen or it will happen. Some people feel like, so far it's not happening to me. I'm going to choose better. I'm going to be a better person. Da, 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 da. You feel like you're different. Then it happens to you and you wish you listen. Why do you want it to happen to you first before you feel like you need to learn from other people's experiences? What do you think that the previous baby mama were doing different that you're not that you're doing? Or I don't know, why do you think that you're gonna be different? Why do you think that you are made of gold and he's not going to treat you the same way, even if he swears with his life, even if he's told you that he has changed and all of that? I feel like you must have been seeing some traces and all of that. In fact, two baby mamas should tell you that he's a deadbeat and he's going to treat you the same way. He's definitely going to treat you the same way. And it's so unfortunate because you already have the child for him. And once you have a child for a man, you cannot unhave that child. And that is why you need to be very careful before you get pregnant for any man. Pregnancy is something that's, or having children, because you can get pregnant and still, you know, but once you have that baby, you can't unalive your child. You can't do that, right? So once you have that child, you cannot undo it. You already have it. You have to live with it. You have to live with it. So before you do it, you need to be very careful. You need to be very ready. You need to know the person that you're choosing to be a father for you, for the child. If you're seeing tiny thing that this person is not going to be a very good father to that child, don't even make babies with that man. Don't make excuses for him. Don't think he's going to change. They do not change. They do not change. If they're already showing you how miserable they're going to be as a father, how they're going to treat you personally once you're pregnant and all of that, don't even continue the pregnancy. I even feel like if they are, because some men have already started showing you who they are when you're pregnant for them, don't even continue the pregnancy because there's no point. Or just psych yourself and know that you're having this baby for only yourself so that when you get to a stage when the child is here, you don't feel miserable. You don't, you in fact, you'll be happy a tiny little bit. You know you made mistake, but then you're happy with your life regardless. Because, but if you think that they're going to change or a child is going to change them, because a lot of women make mistakes by thinking a child will change a man or a child will make a man act right. A man that is not acting right before the child will never act right, even when the child is here. In fact, a man that was acting right, when a child comes, they start acting differently, right? Not talking of somebody that is already acting, you know, that you now have a child for him. It's just a terrible mistake that you've already made it, and that is how your life is going to be. You already have the child. Everything about you is going to change. Having a child as a woman is going to change so many things about you. So before you decide to have one, even one, you need to think. Don't just say, let me just have it because I feel like I'm at this age. In as much as she waited till she was in her 30s, she still got manipulated. So it doesn't matter how long you wait. We saw a woman that said she waited for till she was in her 30s before she started having smacks, and she's now a single mother of three, I think. It doesn't matter how long you wait. It doesn't matter how, if you like, get pregnant in your 40s. If you don't think right and know that you're doing this for yourself, don't bother doing it. I just feel like if you want to get pregnant for this man, you already know that you are going to be a single mother one way or the other. If you don't want to be a single mother, don't have children for a man. Don't even dare have children for a man. If you do not already want to be a single mom, don't get pregnant for a man because they can turn you to a single mother at any time that they feel like. They will make you carry that child or carry that pregnancy or raise a child alone whenever they feel like. They choose to be a father. It's not like they must be a dad or something. They just choose to be a father to the child. If they don't want to be a father to the child, there's nothing you can do about it, right? So knowing that, you need to actually sit down and just be careful. Like I don't know how somebody needs to advise young ladies or women that want to get pregnant for men. I don't know how to advise, but you need to be very careful. Any tiny little red flag, do not make excuses for them. Do not feel like, oh, they're going to change or anything. If they're a terrible person now, they'll be a terrible person when you have a child. In fact, they'll be more terrible when you have children with them. Anyway, you guys, what is your take on this video? Can you share your thoughts about this video down in the comment section? Respectfully, as always, your girl Mara Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.